Hello and welcome to the first in a series of lessons on assessment. This was content that was originally written for Bureau 42's summer school and was released in text in that form. Now I'm doing it as a series of YouTube videos. And the first lesson will be broken into 3 videos collected on one playlist. And this will be part 1 of 9, featuring an introduction to assessment. So part of that introduction is talking about what assessment is, why we do it, who they're for. We'll talk a little bit about Bloom's taxonomy and how students learn, as well as the different types of assessment items. And points 1, 2, and 3 will be in separate videos, with point 4 included in the video for point 3. So first, the basic introduction to assessment. What is it? Why do we do it? And who are we doing it for? So first of all, assessment is a means to ensure that learning has taken place. And it can be done with performance evaluations of individual learners at a workplace or in the student context at school. And that's the primary focus of this lesson series, is looking at individuals or groups that are assessed as individuals. Looking at the overall performance of a group of students or learners can also be used to evaluate their instructors, although there's a lot of other factors that come into that rather than just the assessment scores, especially socioeconomic factors. Now, why would we do assessments? The most common reason for performing the assessments is to measure student understanding of a given topic or course. Another key reason is to inform students of their strengths and weaknesses. Now, this is a big one. You can tell a student that they get 68% in the course, but knowing that they're getting 68% doesn't tell them which 68% they're strong in and which 32% they're weak in. Assessments can also be used to screen candidates for promotion at work or for admission to higher education institutions. And it can be done to evaluate the effectiveness of instruction. That's another big point. When I talk to my students at school, I tell them they are responsible for their individual grades, but I am responsible for the class average. I need to see how well I am teaching topics, and one way to do that is to see how students perform on the assessments based on my instruction. So, as I said, knowing that you got a particular percentage doesn't immediately tell us what percentage of the course or which aspects of the course need improvement. So we're going to be looking at different reporting methods that will help keep students up to date as well. So who are assessments for? First and foremost, they should be for the students or the learners themselves. If they are not getting anything out of the assessment, then why are we doing it? They should be getting that feedback so they understand how well they actually think or how well they've actually learned this material, and evaluate how well that lines up with how well they thought they learned it. We do assessments for their parents when we're looking at school-age students as opposed to learners in the workplace. The parents need to be informed of what's going on so that they can help guide the students as well. It's done for the teachers, not just so they can assign the grades, but so they can evaluate their own instruction. School administrators need to know what's going on with the school, how effective the instruction in the school is overall. It could be done for employers. Again, learners could be adults. They could go through a course for training for new tasks that are coming up at work, and the employers need to know, are these employees actually prepared for these tasks, or do we need to do something different? And finally, prospective employers. Some employers require some sort of screening assessment before moving forward. And the last major group to use assessments would be admissions boards. In the States, the SAT and ACT are big. Here in Canada, or at least in this province of Alberta, we've got diploma exams. These are standardized tests done near the end of high school so that colleges and universities have some understanding of whether or not the students are prepared and ready to succeed. So this wraps up the introduction, and the second part will be about how students learn.